Okay folks, back yet again. Today I'm going to bring you smack up to date with my vintage science fiction paperback pickups. Now I've got the usual stuff that I get from the charity shop, but in addition I've got a few that I actually picked up off eBay. Rather than do a separate video because there's only about 9 of them, I thought I would just run them all into one video. So it's the usual stuff. Right, just before we kick off, I just got a recommendation for you. Right, The Forever War, Joe Haldeman. This, I've just finished reading it, enjoyed it. It reads in places a bit like an army training manual, to be honest, but there's a lot of good stuff running through it. A lot of good ideas about what a future Earth might look like. So yeah, if you can find a copy of it cheap anywhere, I can recommend that to you. Forever War, Joe Haldeman. It won. Did I mention it won the Hugo Award in 1976? I've forgotten whether I mentioned that or not. Anyway, never mind about that. Let's get on with the pickups. Okay, I've shown you a few Edmund Cooper books before. Here's a very nice condition one. It's practically mint. There's a tiny bit of browning around the edges. The last continent. Yeah, this is a 1971 vintage, so you know, for its age, it's in beautiful nick. That one, right? This is a real sort of old-fashioned type of. I mean that's a 50s type cover, but it's not. I think it's 60s. For the Future. As you can see there, 4 stories by the people on the cover there, edited by a chap called Gruff Conklin, who did quite a few back in the day of these anthologies. This is by Console Books, as you can see there. I really haven't seen too many books by that particular publisher, but yeah, an interesting edition. And that one is, okay, well that is actually, oh no, sorry, it was copyright 59. That was actually published in 61, so I wasn't far away when I said it's more like a 50s styly cover. So pleased to get that one. I like the older ones better. This is quite a scarce one. I showed you a few videos back, my collection of New Worlds science fiction by Compact SF Books there. This was like a sister publication, if you like, called Impulse. This is, as you can see there, that's the, get around the right way, you'll be able to see it. The right way, yeah. Impulse number 2. I don't know how many they did of these. They didn't do too many. But as I say, it's not the easiest set of books to find, actually. I mean, you can find a few on eBay, but they're all pretty horrible prices. So yeah, I was quite happy to pick that up for a couple of quid. I mean, it's not in the greatest nick, and that is volume 1, number 2 from April 1966. Interesting artwork. Another reasonably early one. Right, this is the more modern one. This is Larry Niven Protector. It's a novel. Interesting artwork there. Very nice. Yeah, that's an Orbit publication. I think it'll probably be. Oh no, it's a reprint. That's all. That was reprinted in '85. So although it's an earlier book, it's a later reprint. So yeah, not in bad nick, but not great really. Right, here's another one of these old-fashioned looking covers. Got a bit of damage to it on the cover there, but like I say, I don't mind too much with these ancient books. Cosmic Eye by Matt Reynolds, not much on the back to see there. This one is a 5-star paperback. Again, you don't see too many of those. I'll just see what my Roman numeral knowledge is like. That's 1972, so not quite as old as I thought it would be. But a nice book nevertheless, despite the little bit of damage into the cover there. Right, this is what I mean. I've got a few Fred Saberhagen books, but they're all Berserker. He did a long series called the Berserker books. I've got maybe 3 or 4 Berserker in the Berserker series, but this is a more recent book of his called Octagon. As you can see there, it's an ace, so it's an American book, and that hails from 1981. It's a first American paperback printing. So I'm always quite happy when the first paperback editions, whether it be American or British. Right, now there's a real sort of old-fashioned looking Corgi book, Needle by Hal Clement. I think he did a sequel to it. I think there was 2 in the Needle series, but yeah, I mean Hal Clement wrote quite a lot back in the 50s, 60s. That's a very interesting cover. I would imagine it's from early 60s. We'll just have a little looky here. No, Corgi edition published 63, so it's the first paperback edition, almost 60 years old. Not in too bad nick, obviously been been read a few times, but yeah, interesting one. That's the first of the Doc Smith Lord Tedrick books I showed you a few ago. The second book, Space Pirates, but this is the first in the series. I think there's another couple in the series. Like I say, I've never read any Doc Smith. I really should get around to it, but nice artwork there. It's a nice thin book, so maybe it might be a good one to kick off with. Lovely white pages on it. It's absolutely in pristine condition, and it was published in 1978. But yeah, nice book. Nice book. Right, Time Masters by Wilson Tucker. Another nice cover there. Yeah, I don't think this guy wrote too much science fiction. I seem to remember him from way back, but there again, it's another one that's in fairly good nick. It's a Panther edition, and it was published 1974. Time Masters there. And right, this is I didn't know Harry Harrison and Gordon Dixon. I'm trying to mash the two surnames into one. Harry Harrison and Gordon Dixon. I didn't know they'd written a book in collaboration, Lifeboat there. Another one of these Orbit editions. I mean, Orbit were fairly consistent SF publishers in the 60s, 70s, more 70s, I think. Again, it's in nice condition. A little bit of, obviously, sun's bleached that. It's obviously been stuck in the sun for a while, but I've got a few of those. And that was, 77, so a little bit later, but yeah, another stylish cover there. can hear cracking. Right, and then we have one of my favourite authors, because he did one of my favourite books, City. That's Clifford Simak. I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name, but I'll call him Simak if you don't mind. Time is the simplest thing. It's another one of these Magnum books, which you don't see too many Magnum books around. Another nice cover there. All right, it says Hugo and Nebula Award winner, but I think that's just referring to Clifford Simak himself. I know he got the Hugo Award for a book called Way Station, and that's a first UK paperback. I've forgotten the date, 1960. I'll get it right, man. I'm getting tongue twisted today and forgetting my lines. Yeah, that was 1964. So that's getting on a bit. It's been read a couple of times by the look of it. And then we have now. These are the things that I've become interested in recently. I've been trying to get a few of these together. I've got some on the way that I've ordered on eBay. The reason I'm interested in this is, as you can see at the top there, it's the Corki. Oh man, I need a definite change of teeth today. Sorry about this, guys. Corki SF Collector's Library. Now, the reason I remember these is because back in the early 60s, when I started reading science fiction, when I was about 13, 14, maybe 12, I don't know. Well, what about that time, 12 to 14? You could only get Penguin science fiction. They were the only publishers of SF, and then suddenly everybody caught on to science fiction in the mid-60s, and I remember being in a newsagent's one day and seeing these up on the racks, these Corgi, and I thought, oh, they look interesting. And I've always liked these just for the layout of them, and the cover and the nice blue, and they've got a nice sort of, I don't know what you would call it, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's just a pattern on the cover there. You can hear it there. And yeah, that was, I've already actually got that, but I rebought that just for the Corgi Collector's Library edition. So I'm at the moment I'm just trying to get as many of those as I can. I know that they did quite a few of them, but I've got another 3 to show you in a minute, and then I've got 3, 4 coming, I think, in the post. So I'm putting together a little collection of them. Right, this is the last of the ones that I've picked up at the normal place, Ian Banks' Matter. This is I think it's the 8th book in the Culture series, 2008, I believe. So look, yeah, well reprinted. First published 2008. This is a second reprint from 2009. Well, it does very, very large volumes, Ian Banks. I've got a couple in this series. Consider Fleabus and Use of Weapons, but I'm obviously going to need the others but to get round to reading something like that is quite a daunting task. So that was all I picked up from my usual place. I've got a few more to get tomorrow, so I'll be whipping out knocking out a video next week. But I'm not sure after that whether there's any more to be had. Anyway, these I bought online from, strangely enough, from a charity shop. Charity shops must cotton pick their stuff now and put the best of their stuff online, because you don't see so many paperbacks in normal charity shops, not like you used to. Anyway, this lot was from Age UK. very fitting. They should be donating to me, let alone me donating to them. Anyway, yeah, I do. Now I got these very cheaply. I got 9 books with just for £4, with just £2.76 postage. So if you do your math, that works out 75p each. And I'm quite happy to pay £2 from the other place. So I was more than pleased with these. Even more pleased when I saw online that three of the 9 were Corki SF Collector's Library. Canticle for Leibowitz. That was Hugo Award winner. I forget which year now offhand, but yeah, that was well thought of when it came out. So that's another nice one towards that particular collection. And then this one I can actually remember seeing on the shelves back in mid-60s. This is actually, all of these ones I've got are all reprints. The first Corgi edition was actually 56, but I think the first one of these collector's library editions was in the mid-60s, so that would probably be around 63. And this one is 75, so it's a reissue, but it's the same book as the 63 one. Might even have been a bit later, but yeah. So I was particularly pleased with that because it brought back a lot of nostalgic memories to me of seeing that particular one that I remembered. And then the other one is an Arthur C. Clarke, City in the Stars. Strangely enough, the 4 I've ordered online that are coming in the post are all Arthur Clarke. So I will show you those at some point. But yeah, as I say, I just love those editions, and I will be making an effort to get as many as I can in the next month or so. Right, so we've got a Paul Anderson, Trade at the Stars. Panther, looks a bit 70ish to me. We'll have a little looky. Yeah, reprinted 1975, although it came out in 70. So it's like a second edition. Not read a lot of Paul. I've read some Paul Anderson short stories, but I can't remember any novels of his that I've written. Yeah, this one's taken a bit of something's been spilt on there. I mean, I used my, last time I told you about the old polish technique to try and buff these up. I tried it on there, but it didn't get rid of all it. This was worse, so it got rid of some of it, but inside Dan Morgan, I'm not familiar with this fellow at all. It's an ordinary Corgi edition, and it's from, it's the first UK 1971. Strange cover. And then we had, I think, you'll probably recognise this one, the Andromeda Strain. I mean, it's been a TV series. Don't know if they made a film out of it, I can't remember. But yeah, Michael Crichton, I mean, he's pretty well known for his Jurassic Park stuff and all of that gear. Yeah, another Corgi edition. Most of these are Corgis that I bought from Age UK. They must have filtered out all the Corgi stuff and put them in one little pile. This one is a reissue actually from 71. I thought it would be a bit later, but yeah, 71 there, Andromeda Strain. Right, we have the Best of Murray Leinster, another Corgi. He was fairly prolific in the 50s, 40s maybe, I can't remember. He's one of the old, sort of like guard, if you like. Best of Murray Leinster, that one looks a bit 70ish to me. Yeah. First UK edition, 76. Quite a nice cover there. Yeah, I recognise the artist, but I can't quite place him. And then these last two were very strange. I mean, they've got this this strange double bend in them. I mean, I've tried putting heavy books, leaving them for a day, you know, under heavy, and it just won't get rid of this. It obviously needs to be bent for a long period to get it bent back into shape. But anyway, like I say, for 75p, I'm not going to moan too much. That's the Frederick Paul again, the gold at Starbow's End. And that's a Panther. Panther from 1975. Again, it's a first UK paperback. And last but not least, this has the same double bend in it, there and there, in the problem pit. And, that's an anthology, that one. Yeah, short stories. Go back to Corki again. I mean, what it says there, and other stories. Yeah, hard to miss, really, isn't it? And that again is 1976 first UK paperback. So there we are, folks. Bang up to date with all of my vintage or vintage-ish science fiction paperbacks. I don't know when I'll be doing another one. I mean, I've done 3 in the last week, so you're probably sick of the sight of me by now. So I might get a rest for a week or two and then decide what I'm gonna. Although, as I say, I've got one more of these to do because I'll be picking some stuff up tomorrow, so that might come within the week. And then after that, goodness knows, I'll have to have a look around to see what rubbish I've got lying around the place that I can regale you with. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this one, and of course thank you for your continued support. Yeah, that's it. Bye bye now.